or tuning in the sun. This is TFM. Get ready to rock. From AM to PM. Come on. Let's talk.
TFM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Live on TFM and the TFM Facebook page. This is the live feed of TTV. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. His Majesty's royal speech and inspiration to all. Tropical depression in Arabian Sea intensifies. Sayed Assad highlights Oman's achievements. Over 7,500 departure requests made by expats over 5 days. Number of expatriate managers decreases in the country. NCSI to implement fourth cycle of opinion poll. Agreement signed to build residential tourism complex. Senior issues statement about suspension of freight service. Turkey's daily COVID-19 cases exceed 5,000 mark. Japan sees spike in daily COVID-19 cases for fourth straight day. US adds 1 million COVID-19 cases in 7 days. Pogba has not been happy with his performances, says Solskjaer. Kohli may be extra motivated to play against Australia, according to Stoinis. These were the top headlines for the day. Let's see how the weather looks like in the country in our weather update.
I'm Mantra Bose with your daily dose of weather, and we're outside the TFM studio in Al Quair. Last week we spoke about red rain, so here's something else along the same lines: pink snow. In the alpine regions of Colorado and in California, Sierra Nevada mountains, pink snow is a real thing. This phenomena occurs because of the presence of a reddish-tinged algae that only lives in cold climates. It can turn a winter wonderland a fabulous shade of pink. That was our fact for today. Now we'll step inside the studio and we'll talk a little bit more about weather. According to the latest weather alert by Oman Meteorology and Public Authority for Civil Aviation, there will be poor visibility during fog. Apart from this, we've got mainly clear skies over most of the Sultanate with advection of clouds over Al Wusta and Dhofar, which may give isolated rain. There's also possibility of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the Arabian Sea coast. With that, let's take a look at what the weather will be like throughout the Sultanate. Muscat will be sunny with temperatures between 28 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny with temperatures between 27 and 21 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be sunny with temperatures between 28 to 20 degrees Celsius, and South Al-Batana will also be sunny with temperatures between 29 to 21 degrees Celsius. Al-Buremi will be sunny with temperatures between 30 to 19 degrees Celsius. Al-Dahira will be sunny with temperatures between 29 and 19 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhla will be sunny with temperatures between 29 and 19 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiya will be sunny with temperatures between 30 to 17 degrees Celsius, and South Al-Sharqiya will also be sunny with temperatures between 28 to 19 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be partially cloudy with temperatures between 27 to 21 degrees Celsius, and Dhofar will also be partially cloudy with temperatures between 28 to 17 degrees Celsius.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get into the details of the local stories for the day, let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Health officials has announced the registration of 15 new death cases due to coronavirus in the Sultanate today. This, in fact, has taken the total death cases in the Sultanate to 1,380. The Ministry of Health officials has extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. In addition to that, the officials has also announced the registration of 721 new coronavirus cases in the Sultanate today. The total cases in the country have now touched 122,081, including 113,269 recoveries and 1,380 deaths. In the past 72 hours, 863 recoveries were also reported. The ministry urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. Now from a local desk. People in Oman have said that the royal speech by His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, delivered on the occasion of the country's 50th National Day, has given them further optimism and determination to work towards a better and brighter future for all. Yunus bin Ali Al-Mandhari, the head of the Youth and Human Resources Committee of the Majlis Ash-Shura, said His Majesty's efforts to steer the country through the challenges it is facing were possible due to his wise leadership. His Majesty in his speech mentioned many issues that have affected the country and society in the recent past, whether in relation to the economic climate here and in other parts of the world, the coronavirus pandemic, or the low oil prices. Through the concerted efforts of his leadership and the sacrifices of the Omani people, we were able to overcome these challenges, Al-Mandhari said. He also continued saying that the government is continuing to work with all its energy to seek solutions to them. His Majesty, the Sultan, also focused in his speech on accountability, transparency, and the activation of all supervisory bodies and councils that now play their roles in this aspect. We at the Shura Council were waiting for this first step, which is part of the plan for Vision 2040. Al-Mandhari, who also serves as the representative for Wilayat Iski in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhliya, said His Majesty also discussed the measures taken by the state to address the concerns facing the country in light of the financial impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Adding to this, Yusuf Az-Zajjali, a social activist, said His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq spoke about developing a system of checks, balances, and accountability so as to strengthen our integrity. He also said that a significant portion of his plans to bring financial balance would go towards social protection as part of the national welfare system. The tropical depression in the Arabian Sea has developed into a deep tropical depression, Oman Meteorology announced this morning. The General Directorate of Oman Meteorology said the tropical depression towards the southwest of the Arabian Sea developed into a deep tropical depression with wind speeds around the center ranging between 28 and 33 knots. His Highness Syed Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and the Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, reaffirmed that the achievements in the Sultanate during the past 50 years were a result of comprehensive development strategy executed in different stages pursuant to detailed studies and plans, notably Oman Vision 2040, under supervision of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq. In a statement to Oman News Agency, Syed Asad said, the Sultanate is heading with Renaissance and Development March under the leadership of His Majesty the Sultan in accordance with Oman Vision 2040 for further stability and development and for boosting research and innovation for achievement of sustainable development. His Highness described the Blessed Renaissance March, which continues to bag achievements during the bright reign of His Majesty the Sultan and what has been achieved during the reign of late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said bin Taimur as a guiding light on which principles of equality, justice, peace, dialogue and brotherhood ties were established. Syed Asad also spoke on Oman's civilization and heritage along with archaeological sites registered with the international organizations concerned. He also spoke on the Omanis' passion for throughout-bred camel breeding and seasonal camel racing competitions and festivals. A total of 7,689 requests were received by authorities to process departures by expats between 15 and 19th November, according to the Ministry of Labour. The ministry said in a statement online that the requests were registered according to the status of the work permit. 3,765 work permits were active, 3,263 of the request makers were unemployed, 408 were people without work permits, and 253 were people whose permit was cancelled. They continued saying that the departure requests were also registered based on the method of entry into the Sultanate. 7,289 expatriates possessed a work visa, 93 expatriates possessed a family joining visa, 83 expatriates possessed a relative joining visa, 147 of them had a visit visa, 12 had a tourist visa, and 61 were without documents. Before we go on a quick commercial break, I would just like to announce that Shabiba, the Arabic sisterly publication of Times of Oman, had an exclusive interview with His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said about the 50th National Renaissance Day, which will be aired at 7 p.m. today on Shabiba TV and radio. It's again time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more local updates your way.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update, and now continuing with our local stories for the day. More than 29,000 expatriates in the Sultanate were employed with manager in their designation until the end of September 2020, the National Center for Statistics and Information has revealed. Based on data provided in the monthly statistical bulletin for November, NCSI clarified that the number of expatriate workers in the Sultanate until the end of October 2020 was 1,435,070, with a decrease of 17% compared to October 2019, when their number was 1,712,798. In numbers by nationality, Bangladeshi workers ranked first with 546,681 workers in Oman, while India's were second at 492,276. Workers from Pakistan numbered 179,375, and Filipinos were fourth with 44,295 workers in the country. In the government sector, there were 42,895 expats till October this year, while there were 1,138,478 workers in the private sector. Expats in the family sector reached 253,697. 29,687 expatriates were working at the position of manager until the end of September 2020, a decrease of 22.4% compared to the end of September 2019, when the number of expatriate managers reached 37,603. Starting from today, November 22nd, 2020, the National Center for Statistics and Information in the country will implement the fourth cycle of an opinion poll on the conditions of the Omani citizen. A statement issued online by Oman News Agency said that The National Center for Statistics and Information will implement, starting from today, Sunday, the fourth cycle of an opinion poll on the conditions of the Omani citizen. It will continue until the 10th December with the aim of identifying the extent of the satisfaction of Omani citizens with some aspects of their life. An agreement has been signed by Sandan Development Company to build a residential tourism complex in South Sharqiya Governorate. A statement issued online by Oman News Agency said that Sandan Development Company signs an agreement to implement the Al-Sif residential tourism complex in Anal Ashkara district in the Wilayat of Jalan Bani Bu Ali in South Sharqiya Governorate, which will be built on an area of 24,000 square kilometers and contains 75 villas. The National Ferries Company, Siniyar, followed what was circulated on social media about suspending the freight service on board ferries to Musandam Governorate for the trip to Shinas Hasab Shinas. A statement issued online by Siniyar said, "While we assure our valued customers that what has been circulated in this regard is not true, with the assurance that the company continues to provide freight forwarding services that are transported through the merchandise trucks of the commercial establishments, as well as through four-wheel vehicles owned by individuals. The process of booking this service is done in advance through the customer service offices according to the reservation system in force in this regard. Taking into account the taking of the goods of individuals, whether there is space on board the ferry, and all passengers are given a free load for their luggage and bags of 38 kilograms per passenger. Note that the company's specialists are in direct coordination with the offices of their excellencies and governors in each of the vilayats of Khasab and the vilayats of Dibba with regard to providing its services and determining flight schedules in line with the needs of the people of the governorate. The statement also added that it should be noted that the company has since the beginning of this year to date operated 833 maritime voyages in Musandam Governorate, through which about 36,000 passengers and 6,050 vehicles and trucks were transported with a freight load of approximately 4,000 tons. It's time for a quick commercial break, but also reminding you once again that Shabiba, the Arabic sisterly publication of Times of Oman, had an exclusive interview with His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said about the 50th National Renaissance Day, which will be aired today at 7 p.m. on Shabiba TV and radio. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates coming your way from International Desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now from our international desk. Turkey reported 5,103 new coronavirus cases on Friday, raising the total number of cases in the country to 435,273, the Turkish Health Ministry announced. Meanwhile, 141 people died in the past 24 hours, taking the death toll to 12,084. A total of 3,019 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, raising the total recoveries to 367,592. The rate of pneumonia in COVID-19 patients is 3.8%, and the number of seriously ill patients is 3,990. A total of 156,642 tests were conducted over the past day, with the overall number of tests reaching 16,937,887 in the country. This week, Turkey has reintroduced several restrictions to curb the rapid rise of cases, including a partial curfew from 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. imposed nationwide on weekends. Schools will remain closed till the end of the year, with students switching to online education. Turkey reported the first COVID-19 case on March 11, 2020. Talking about COVID-19 cases in the world, Japan has also reported 2,560 new coronavirus cases on Saturday in their country, renewing a record number of daily infections for a fourth consecutive day, according to the latest figures from the Health Ministry and local authorities. The latest rise in cases brought the nation's tally to 130,950, not including those connected to the Diamond Princess cruise ship that was quarantined near Tokyo earlier in the year. In the capital of Tokyo, the epicenter of the country's outbreak, a record high of 593 new COVID-19 cases were reported on Saturday, exceeding the previous record of 534 registered on Thursday, bringing the cumulative total to 37,317, the highest among the country's 47 prefectures. Other urban areas also saw a spike in new cases, with Osaka Prefecture in western Japan hitting a record 415 on Saturday. Across the country, the death toll from the pneumonia-causing virus currently stands at 1,987, with 5 new fatalities announced Saturday. The death toll includes 13 from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. The Health Ministry has also said that there are currently 313 patients considered severely ill with ventilators or in intensive care units. The United States reported more than 1 million new coronavirus cases in the country over the past week, a 26% increase over the previous week, according to latest data of the COVID tracking project. This wave of cases came in time when hospital systems across the country are already inundated with COVID-19 patients and are warning of staff shortages. Currently, nearly 80,000 people in the United States are hospitalized with COVID-19, an all-time high since the pandemic began, according to the tracking project. This week, states across the country reported 8,461 deaths, the highest weekly death count since May, data showed. 15 states hit all-time records for new cases this week. 5 are in the Northeast. Nationally, the 7-day average for daily reported cases has almost doubled since November 1st, 2020. At the moment, we don't see any indications that we have reached a peak, said the project. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported on Friday that 185,095 new COVID-19 cases and 2,045 new deaths were recorded in the country on Thursday. The new daily case count marked the 12th consecutive day that daily case increases in the United States surpassed 100,000 and also pushed the 7-day average daily increase to over 160,000 cases. With COVID-19 cases surging across the United States, long-term care facilities experienced their highest weekly increase in 6 months, according to the COVID-19 tracking project. Record numbers of cases and hospitalizations brought unprecedented pressure to healthcare systems around the country. Health experts are concerned hospitals in most U.S. states may reach capacity this month. The United States has recorded more than 11,859,000 cases, with more than 253,900 related deaths as on Friday evening, according to the real-time count kept by Johns Hopkins University. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates from our sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket, now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update. And now from a sports desk. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that midfielder Paul Pogba has not been happy with his performances of late. The 27-year-old Pogba had also said that the same about not being happy with his performances last week during the international week. Pogba has started in United's 11th just 5 times across 12 games in all competitions this season. We always get questions and we try to answer as well as we can. I think the press sometimes makes more of it and people maybe at home not having the whole interview make more of it. You're all experienced enough to try avoiding big massive headlines, Goal.com quoted Solskjaer as saying. He also added that he spoke to Paul today about it. Of course, he's not been happy when he's not playing and not playing really well. He's not been happy with his performances of late. He plays in the same position for France and he does for us. So that's not a different scenario. It's about getting momentum and rhythm. And as I said earlier, he felt really strong towards the end against Portugal and towards the end of the game with Sweden, which is natural because he had COVID and he needed time. That's the same with all of our players. They look stronger and fitter, and he's the same. Manchester United have had a rocky start to the Premier League 2020-2021 season and are currently at the 14th position, 8 points behind leaders Leicester City. Australia all-rounder Marcus Stoinis said that the Indian skipper Virat Kohli will be extra motivated for a truncated tour down under, as the batsman is always up to give his 110% in every game he plays. Kohli will return after the first test in Adelaide after the BCCI granted him paternity leave. India and Australia will first lock horns against each other in ODIs and T20Is, and then both sides will shift their attention to the longest format of the game. Don't worry about Virat, he's up for every single game that he's playing. Yeah, maybe there will be extra motivation, but I don't think there's any extra motivation than 110%. So let's see. I'm sure he will be ready to go. He's getting home for the birth of his kid, which is the right decision in my opinion. So I'm sure he'll be extra motivated. ESPN Crick Info quoted Stoinis as saying. According to the all-rounder, the hosts are all set with their strategies to take on the Indian team. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but once again reminding you that Shabiba, the Arabic sisterly publication of Times of Oman, had an exclusive interview with His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said about the 50th National Renaissance Day, which will be aired today at 7 p.m. on Shabiba TV and radio. Having said that, it's time for us to take an off. We'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. with more updates and latest news your way. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.